I think David Bowie is like an ultimate influence to how to be a musician who, without boundaries, you know. Hello, good morning, it's Levi, this is Lois filming.
Hello.
I have just moved to, or we both just moved to Berlin. Something that's always been in my mind about Berlin is the fact that David Bowie lived here. Our map is only of West Berlin, East Berlin I mean, so it kind of erases a lot of things, like pretends like it doesn't exist somehow on it. We can't actually show anything. We're just showing off that we have a cool map.
Yeah. West Berlin is blank.
They erased it. David Bowie came specifically to Berlin, or one of the reasons, he said in a later interview, was to kill the characters. Because it's like how Benedict Cumberbatch is Sherlock, you know? He also says with those characters, he enjoyed it because he didn't have to ask himself who he was. And that was comfortable for him. He never had to ask himself, like, who am I actually? You know, because he just became Ziggy Stardust, he became the White Duke, and that was comfortable for him. So he moved to Berlin to kind of not be comfortable anymore, I assume. I think that was the first album he was like, this is me, you know? So I found this quote because he lived in that apartment with Iggy Pop, and he shared the apartment with him and also wrote with him, worked on 2 of his records. David's friendship was the light of my life. I never met such a brilliant person. He was the best there is. So this is when he would have come out and just hopped over, nipped over to like a bakery probably, grabbed something for Iggy maybe. Iggy's like, oh, can you get me a hot cross bun or something today? I mean, he was worldwide famous, but he said what he liked about Berlin is people didn't care if he was walking down the street. Final, the moment we were looking for in this outbreak.
That is it.
I don't know which window it is, and I don't know if I want to be so specific to find out. He did about everything, I think.
He did about everything, everybody, in this wonderful building.
He was just living here, you know, he was buying bread from the bakery and...
Good bread.
Yeah. You know, living with Iggy Pop, you know, in this like apartment, as you can see, not in a very expensive area, very working class area, you know, with the young people and kind of the movement that was happening. I liked him, like why I originally liked him in the beginning was because when I always heard about him, or when I like would see other artists speaking about him, they would always talk about his innovation and his ability to evolve and really change from album to album and from year to year and from look to look. And from that I thought like, oh yeah, that's something I want in a way. Willing to change, willing to evolve, willing to take on other cultures, other characters, other lifestyles, and that was very appealing. I think David Bowie is like an ultimate influence to how to be a musician who, without boundaries, you know. He didn't sound the same on each record, and each record was acclaimed, you know. It seemed pretty organised, didn't it? It's all alphabetical. Okay, now we're almost where the studio is, where David and Brian Eno and Tony recorded 2 of the albums from the Berlin trilogy, Low and Heroes, both classics in their own right. I mean, Heroes we already know, probably one of the most famous projects, maybe next to Let's Dance of David Bowie's. I can remember standing by the wall and the guns shot above our heads and we kissed, as though nothing could fall. I think when David Bowie was recording the vocals, he asked the co-producer to leave, like he wanted some privacy. So the co-producer left and met up with that girl, and David could see them from the studio and he saw them kiss. And when they came back, David actually was like kind of giggling and saying, we saw what happened. You should listen to the song. And then he said, and we kissed as if nothing could fall. So it's going to be interesting to see the actual place where it was done, you know? It's going to be cool. It's weird, isn't it? Look, here's all the mixing room, the studio. It's got all the different rooms. And there's a song called Sound and Vision, and that is like very happy and summery, and like it sounds like you're going to the beach or something. It's really interesting to think just behind the walls is where what you hear happens, you know?
Battery.
It says.
But we made it!